What is going on, Cheesepuffs? It's your pal Cheeto here, and welcome back to the Epic channel, and welcome back to another episode of Chilling with Cheeto. I hope you guys got a favorite snack or a favorite drink, because we will be chilling for a bit. If y'all guys saw my video, N64 Memories, where I took a handful of games and I went down memory lane, and then I thought about it. You was like, you know, I have other games and other memories, so I was like, I got some more, and I got some more memories. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first game is no other than everybody's favorite game, Donkey Kong 64. Now, one memory that I really do remember is in the town where I live, we have a place called Movie Gallery. It was right next to the movie theater, and yes, they would rent. We would rent movies and video games, mostly video games. And I remember seeing this game. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Donkey Kong! I gotta take this home." So I go home. I plug it in. I plug in my N64. I turn it on, and it tells me I need the red expansion pack. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this expansion pack. Otherwise, I could not play Donkey Kong. And I was like 8 years old at the time, I believe. I told my mom, you gotta give me this red expansion pack, because if not, I can't play Donkey Kong. I cannot play this game. She was like, well, sure, son. So she goes over there and she does the movie gallery. She gives me the red expansion pack, and bam, Donkey Kong 64. Everybody knows the DK rap. I do not know it by heart, but it is awesome. I love this game, Donkey Kong 64. Okay, so I know I mentioned this in the video, but I feel like I need to go more in depth with it. It's Banjo-Kazooie. One thing I like about this game is, like I said before, the characters are great, the levels are awesome. It's a little difficult, but I really enjoy this game. One memory that will forever be in my brain is the game over screen. You know what I'm talking about, the game over screen. When Gruntilda turns into a beautiful woman, and 2D turns into like this messed up bear, and she's like clawing at you, and I remember multiple times just cutting the game off before even Gruntilda even does a and even the cutscene that plays, you know, I just couldn't take it, you know. For an 8-year-old boy like me, I'm a little baby sometimes. Okay, so the next game is NBA Live 2000. This is like the only basketball game that I will play. I don't know why I won't play any modern basketball game, but if I play any other basketball game, it is NBA Live 2000. I always pick the Spurs, and if not, I think I'd pick the Bulls. I don't remember. One thing I remember is that there is a mode where you can go one-on-one with the Michael Jordan, and I remember I was getting my butt kicked so many times, and eventually I got to unlock him. But unfortunately is that every time I cut the game off, I had to restart. I had to re-unlock him because I didn't have a memory card at the time. But yeah, NBA Live 2000, baby. Okay, so the next game is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I love this game, and it really got me into the stealth games like SOCOM. One thing that I love about this game is the level design, and you can actually customize your loadouts before you go. You can even execute plans before you go and kill the targets. That is pretty cool for its time, even though I would just mark just random stuff that doesn't make any sense. But the password system, if you want to get far, you gotta rely on the password system. You gotta write it down, because if not, you're going back to level 1. And trust me, you don't want to do that. I had it all written down, but all of a sudden, I had to know it must have got thrown away. Okay, guys, the next one is everybody's favorite, Super Smash Brothers. When the first time I played this, I was in elementary school, and I remember one of my friends that I went to school with, he had this game, and we played it a bunch. I think my favorite character, and still is my favorite character, is Link. Unfortunately, I never got to unlock Luigi or Ness, but this game is so much fun. I mean, you get to beat up your friends, and then the problem is you were friends, and now you're enemies for the rest of your life, and then that's pretty much your friendship is gone. Okay, so now the next few games is when I got from Movie Gallery when I rented. I eventually got online and ordered them, but Pokemon Snap. Anyway, one thing I like is that we recently beat the game a few months back. Me and my sister, we were just literally just taking pictures of random Pokemon. But come on, Pikachu on a surfboard. It's freaking cool. I was a big Pokemon fan back in the early 2000s. I still have the red, no, not the red. I got the blue version, the gold version. That's pretty much all I got. But it was a good time to be a Pokemon fan. Okay, so the next game is my all-time favorite, Diddy Kong Racing. Now between this and Mario Kart, I played this a lot. Like, if we went back in time and you said, hey, you wanna play Diddy Kong Racing or Mario Kart? It was most likely Diddy Kong Racing. Mario Kart was kind of like a rare game for me to play. Like, I had to literally go to somebody's house just to play it, because Mario Kart was like sold out. But Diddy Kong Racing, I love the characters. I love the soundtrack. It's phenomenal. I don't know exactly which one it is, but it's one of the snow levels. And all in all, the soundtrack is great. I can hum it all day long. But yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. Okay, now the next game is what I mentioned a while ago, is Mario Kart 64. It's one of the best games I ever played. Like I said, it was one of those rare games that I rarely played, but every time I played it, I've always enjoyed it. And great selection of characters, great selection of tracks. Soundtracks are pretty cool too. But yeah, Mario Kart 64, I was lucky to get this in good condition. But yeah, Mario Kart. So the next game is one of the games I played very, very less, but whenever I popped it in my N64, it was worth it. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I remember I would play the first few levels, and I'm not a Star Wars fan, so you can tell me who is that, I won't know unless it's like Chewbacca or Princess Leia or all the like Luke Skywalker and all them. Yeah, I would know that. But the enemies, I did not know. I did not know at all. But yeah, I remember this one mission where you had to literally, I think it was like save your squadrons. I don't know what level it was, but I remember I kept dying over and over and over. But yeah, I would still play this game every now and then. So yeah, Rogue Squadron. Now this one, I don't have really that much memories playing it, but I do remember because it was in elementary school. It is Jet Force Gemini. One thing I remember was that a friend of mine, he said, hey Cheeto, I'll tell you what. If I don't know exactly what game it is, I remember we switched them out. He's like, I'll let you play this game, you let me play this game, and I was like, okay, sure. And long story short, our teacher caught us with this game, and they said, just give it to one another. We gotta start class. But one thing is that a little bit I remember is killing the blue ants with the machine guns and that. I love that stuff. Okay, so the next game is one of my all-time favorites in the Mario Party series. It's Mario Party 3. Me and my sister, we still play this game. I think we played it like 2 days ago. Whether we're sad, mad, or happy, or sad, or happy, mad, we always play this game and we always have a good time playing it. I completely forgot in the first N64 Memories video to put this in here. But yeah, we still play it. The Battle Royale, it's great. My sister's my only friend at this point, but yeah, this game is a whole lot of fun. I highly recommend it. The mini games are just great. Good fun. Okay, so now we have NFL Blitz 2000. Now, one thing about this game is that there are no rules. You can tackle, you can do leg drops, you can do suplexes, and they're like, stay down, man. I love this game. And it's just like, like the slapstick and the moves that you can do, and the it is just a fun game. I definitely would recommend you have this in your collection, because I don't know how many times I said game, but it is a fun game. It's definitely. Okay, so now this one I did mention. It's GoldenEye 007. Now I remember playing this a few times in elementary school. I think I remember dying a bunch of times because I was not a good gamer back then. My brain wouldn't function. But yeah, I love the story mode. I love all the guns. I think my favorite gun would have to be the I'd say the AK-47, one of the best guns I ever made. And I remember beating it for the first time. I was like, oh my god, I just beat GoldenEye. Oh my gosh. And I'll tell you what, I did maybe a few levels on 00 Agent, and it's just unforgiving. But yeah, GoldenEye. And the last game I saved the best for last. It is no other than WCW and NWO Revenge. Now, I remember getting this game one time. I was at daycare. I was like young Cheeto back then, and I remember my mom giving this to me to play over the weekend, and I fell in love with it. Now, at the time, I wasn't really a wrestling fan. I wasn't really a wrestling fan until 2003, but I wasn't a big wrestling fan until 2006 when DX made their return. But I was a big wrestling fan from 2006 to 2020. Because I don't know, I kind of just lost interest. But anyway, so one thing I like is the championship modes. You would take your superstar and you would just grind it out in a gauntlet match until you won the belts. And I remember playing as Sting, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the Macho Man, all the great cast of characters, and it is a fun game. I definitely recommend that you put this in your collection today because it's awesome. Whether you're a wrestling fan or not, you need to get this game. WCW NWO Revenge, baby. Well, and that's about it. That's all the games I have, and trust me, I will be making a video, I don't know when I am going to cover every N64 game I have. I must have like 40 games. And trust me, one of them, you know which game I'm talking about. It's one of the Legend of Zelda games. It'll be in there. But yeah, it's always good to bring these games back to life. I still play the N64. I still think it's one of the greatest consoles of all time. I mean, even 8-year-old me would say, yes, it is. But unfortunately, Cheesepuffs, you know what I gotta do. I gotta end this right here. If you like this video, take all these games and put them in your N64 today to hit that like button. Also, share with a friend and make sure to subscribe for more Cheetoriffic content. And speaking of videos, Cheeto, the accordion player that plays lots of video games, will be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys have a great Cheetoriffic day.